everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite age gap romances. So I read a lot of different romances, whether it be like reverse harem, age gap, oh my gosh, so many different ones, dark romances, and basically I'm trying to go through all of the different tropes that I read, and the next one that I have a good list of are age gap romances. So I'm going to talk about the first 5 books that came to mind when I wanted to recommend the ones that either stuck with me or the ones that are my absolute favorite. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first book I want to talk about is one that I recently read earlier this year, and that's Welcome to the Dark Side by Gianna Darling. This is an amazing book that had me hooked and I absolutely loved it. This is about Zeus, and he is the president of an MC or a motorcycle club, and Louise, who at the beginning of the book starts off at 7 years old. When she's 7, there is a gunfight at this church that she is attending, and basically Zeus ends up saving her life and he ends up going to jail. So she starts off this kind of like letters to him while he's in jail, and it doesn't start off as like obviously a love interest because she's 7 years old. So she starts writing to him because she finds out that she has cancer, and her parents just pretty much don't really care that she has cancer. She's kind of like this golden child that they just really want to have her as like a symbol, a status symbol. And so she starts writing to him, and he kind of helps her grow up and go through different things in her life until he gets out of jail. So when they finally meet, she's 17, 18 years old, whatever the legal age is for them to get together. And yeah, it is so good. So it starts off in letter form and moves into, you know, a normal story type format. Absolutely love this so much. The fact that Zeus is like this hardened guy, he does have children, and the first book in the series is actually about his son, and you don't actually have to read the books in order because I personally didn't and didn't feel like I was missing too much, but I do want to go and try out the other books as well in this series. But if you're looking for a motorcycle age gap romance that has a lot of heart and a lot of depth to it, definitely pick this one up. I absolutely enjoyed it so much. Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas is basically a book by an author that can do no wrong. I love Penelope Douglas's other works, and I don't know why I was waiting so long to pick this book up, but I recently read this book a couple months ago. Absolutely enjoyed it as well. This book is about Jordan, who is 19 years old. She's dating a guy named Cole, and basically she is the adult in this relationship. She's going to school, she's working, she's really like, you know, building this relationship with this guy who is kind of partying, doing his own thing, and just really not saving money and getting them to where they need to be in life. So something happens, her and Cole need to end up moving in with Cole's dad, and his name is Pike. So he definitely has it together. He ended up having Cole when he was like 18 years old and had to grow up really fast, and he knows what he wants out of life. He owns his own construction company. So basically Jordan and Cole move in together with Pike, and they have this deal where, you know, they can save some money, be able to move out, but Jordan ends up breaking up with Cole and then starts a relationship with Pike. Both of these characters, they're on the same page in the things that they want in life. So I love seeing these two people come together. Jordan is a great, you know, perspective to read from. She is a great character. She has her head on straight. So if you haven't read this book by Penelope Douglas, I highly suggest you do. If you've read any of her other books, this is a great standalone that is a lot of fun to read from. And yeah, I really enjoyed, you know, seeing something different coming from this author, you know, an age gap romance, and definitely plenty of steamy scenes to keep you occupied. And yeah, go ahead and pick this one up if you haven't already. The Unrequited by Saffron A. Kent is an age gap romance that is a dark romance. It's a forbidden romance. It deals with stalking, it deals with cheating, several other things as well. So if you're going to check this book out, definitely be aware of those scenarios happening. So Layla has a history of stalking and kind of gets pushed out of her life in New York. It has to go to a university in, I believe it's like Connecticut or something, and basically she's there, she's kind of like moping about because she still is, you know, believes she's in love with this guy from before in her past. So she ends up seeing this one guy walking across campus. Turns out he is a professor, and he's a married professor. So that is definitely, you know, a big no-no. But she finds out that, you know, he's lonely, things are happening in his life, you know, she can tell things are off, and she wants to know why. So she gets this, you know, obsession with him and starts stalking him. And, you know, It's definitely a good dark romance, and dark romances are one that I really enjoy. So I definitely enjoyed this one. Even though there's cheating, a trope I normally don't get along with, I believe this one was done really well and made it kind of believable, you know, if cheating is involved. And yeah, I definitely really enjoyed it. If you're looking for something that is a little bit darker, a little bit angsty, has plenty of steamy scenes, this is definitely a great one to check out. And yeah, definitely both of these characters do a whole lot of growing, and it's great to see their character arcs from the beginning to the end. And I read this book so quickly. I probably read it in less than a day because I had to find out what was going to happen next. Call Me Daddy by Jade West is probably one of the very first books that I ever picked up by this author, and let me tell you, her books are definitely more of like the smutty, darker side of things. So she writes things that are definitely taboo, definitely pretty kinky, like definitely, you know, people that like live life on the edge kind of. This is about a girl who ends up kind of stranded on her 18th birthday, and she went out clubbing with her friend ditched her, something happened anyways, so she runs into this guy and he ends up kind of like saving the day, taking care of her, and they find out that they both need something from each other, and they both have something that could fulfill each other's, you know, fantasies or what they need, you know, out of life, things like that. So this is definitely, like I said, not for everyone. It definitely has like that role play aspect and might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing like a different side of things, and this author definitely knows how to write some steamy scenes. And yeah, pretty much read everything this author has written, so definitely check her out if you are looking to get into an age gap romance that pushes some boundaries and you're not, you know, put off by the taboo. So yeah, check it out if you'd like. Scandalous by LJ Shin is the third book in the Sinners of Saints series. I absolutely love this series, so of course I had to mention this book. So this is an age gap romance where the guy is 33 and the girl is 18, so it's a pretty large age gap, and she knows him through like, I think he's like her dad's business partner or something like that, and them getting together would be a scandal, so hence the name Scandalous. So I absolutely loved the first two books, and you definitely have to read the first two to continue on with this one, but they're definitely worth it if you hadn't been already picked up the series. So Trent is also a single father, and that, you know, plays into the role as well. So if you like this trope, definitely check out this book as well. And I just have to say, I absolutely love this series. This book has a lot of heart to it. It has a lot of angst. It has like so many feelings in it, and I absolutely love this series so much. Pretty much, yeah, just read it if you haven't. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching my favorite age gap romances. I still have a bunch that I, you know, would like to talk about, and I'll save for another video later on, but these are the first 5 that when I thought about doing this trope for a video, these are the ones that came to my mind. And of course, if you have read any of these or have any thoughts or opinions, I would love to talk about it and chat about it in the comments down below. I hope you have a great day and happy reading. Bye!